and welcome to My Life in 10 Pictures. I'm using sign language today because my guest is Eva Fielding Jackson, who is an author, a lecturer, a youth worker and a deaf campaigner, if that's not enough. Eva, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. Your first photograph is when you were 14. It was when you were 14 you were diagnosed as deaf. That's a long time to wait to realise you are deaf.
What really happened, both my mother and father are deaf as well. I could feel when I was 8 that people are laughing, talking, but I don't understand. I keep on saying, what? And people say, oh, stupid, stupid. And for years, I really believed that I was stupid. I went to the doctor, oh, please, can you check my hearing? Maybe I can't hear. Oh, you think like your mom and dad? No, but stop speaking like them. And 3-4 times a year, I used to go, please check my hearing. Refused. When I was 14, at school, they started checking the hearing loss of children, hearing of children of 6. I went to the nurse and I said, please, can you check me as well? Oh, yes, but why? Say, people laugh, and I don't understand. Okay, so when she checked me, she did it so many times. She couldn't believe that my speech is so good for that audiogram with such a severe hearing loss. She sent me to the doctor, hearing aids, and all of a sudden I could hear, I could laugh, I could understand what the teacher say, but a little bit too late for me. Too late, why? Because I couldn't fit in. I couldn't fit in at all. I ran away from school. It was secondary school, moving. I didn't fit in.
Well, your parents, as you say, your parents were deaf as well. Both your parents use sign language, so you grew up using signs. So sign language was natural to you.
Definitely.
You also have a sister who can sign and speak as well. So what effect did it have on you when you realised the problem? 1, you were diagnosed as deaf, and 2, what can you do about it?
Okay, but when I was diagnosed deaf, only then they suspected that possible that my sister as well. So they called her for tests, and through both of us same hearing loss. The effect was not so bad on my sister because she was a dreamer anyway, yeah, in her own world. But I was very much of a social person and affected me. Not having, people didn't know in me, feel very little, not worth. So I used to run away from school, run away. I was in boarding school. After run away from one school, they put me in a boarding school. But in the boarding school as well, I started running. So in one school, I went to Eilat, 7 hours in those days, hitchhiking, sleeping there, with the sleeping bag, and then going back to the north, to the Mount Hermon, back sleeping. Mom thought I was at school thought I was at home. So that meant that in 4 years of high school, that in Israel, you finish primary when you're 14, and 14 to 18 is secondary school, high school. In 4 years, I was in 6 different schools, and only finished 2 years.
Wow.
I just couldn't fit in, expelled. No, horrible experience.
Well, you were born in Hungary, you grew up in Israel, and it was Israel where you were sleeping rough.
That's right, yeah.
And that's your 3rd photograph.
That's right, yeah.
So that must have been difficult for you.
And those days, sleeping rough was fun. I'm just amazed that at the end I was 15, 16, 17, this period of my life, that the way I was living, smoking, drinking, I started drinking alcohol when I was 14. So all this rough sleeping and nothing ever happened to me.
So you were a naughty girl?
I was a naughty girl, but not how. I think if it happened today, I probably would have been dead in the street. But those days, somehow, my guardian angel looked after me.
You were definitely looked after. Well, yeah, your life, so much has happened in your life, but I do want to jump to another situation. From sleeping rough to graduating at university, your fourth photograph talks about your graduation.
First, I always talked about stupid, yeah. But then I was 17 in the youth club. Youth club was the only place that they didn't bother if I'm clever or stupid. I was very good in sport, very good in art and craft. Till today, not so much sport. But I was encouraged. Then they asked me to become a youth worker qualified. I did. Me? Yes, you. I can't do it. Yes, you can. And 2 years later, I graduated there. Coming to England, new language, no experience. I didn't think at all of going to training. But coming to Bristol, in Bristol, I attended the course at the Center for Deaf Study. The full course was signed. First time in my life, full access to everything, understanding everything. I was so excited that I decided to go and move to MA. I did it in Cardiff, no science support at all. I failed first round, but I passed the second round. And after that, I realized I want to teach. So with my husband, I took him, and we went to PGCE. And more interesting, if I may allow to say, there were 200 students that year. 3 of them were deaf. At the end of 2 years, 6 students of the 200 finished with distinction. 3 of them were deaf. So,
You included?
yes. Wow. So I'm very proud of it. I enjoy teaching until now, courses, awareness.
Eva, you've achieved so much. You have no children of your own, but you've worked with so many children as the first qualified deaf youth worker.
Yeah, we're talking about the children first. Yeah. I always wanted 5 children of my own. I also had name ready for them. But as it happened, I haven't had any. So in a way, I think somebody there played the button so that I will have time to give myself to other people's children. If I had my own, probably I would be happy at home with mine. So that way, I became full-time working with young people. Various jobs that I did in Israel, in UK. But from 97, I was working for the British Deaf Association in Wales. And there, I decided with my experience, I want to train deaf young people to become youth workers so they can work. I can't do everything on my own. Have to give the legacy to somebody else so that they can carry on. So doing 8 years there, I trained 49 deaf young people to become qualified youth workers. And now there's some event and youth clubs still running. Funding is an issue all over UK at the moment for youth, but it's still there, and something that fit picture is how they surprised me for thanking me after all the work I did. They gave me massive picture with the first 2 cohort of groups of students. And there was a special award at the assembly, and I was so moved. But this picture with everybody there, that my husband knew about it, but I knew nothing. So I was a lovely surprise.
Well, you've worked with children for so many years. Those children are grown up now.
Don't tell me.
Do you still see them? Are you still in contact?
I've been contacting most of them. They themselves became grandparents. How many of my young people are grandparents now? I'm working 42 years in youth work. So they go on, marry their children, have children. I'm so shocked that it makes me feel very old. Although usually I don't feel old. I'm 60 years, but I don't feel old. But they make me feel grandparents. How the years gone by. But it's lovely keeping in touch. They're getting married, they invited me. I have to buy a lot of hats. So it's nice.
So we will take a break now. But when we come back, we're going to talk about Eva's experience of the Holocaust and how the Holocaust has changed her life.
Mouth ulcer? Remember your last one? This time, treat it early by sending in Bonjela straight away. It helps stamp out germs, quickly soothes, and reduces swelling. Bonjela provides effective pain relief in just 3 minutes. Don't suffer, send in Bonjela.
Nobody wants to be around a nasty mucus cough. Fortunately, there's nothing stronger than Lemsip cough syrup at clearing your mucus. So you don't have to feel left out. Lemsip mucus cough syrup. Nothing stronger without prescription.
Introducing Vanish Gold, the best stain remover from Vanish. So powerful, they say it works in just 30 seconds. Let's put it to the test. Time is ticking. 25 seconds, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 seconds is up, and wow, those stains really are gone. Discover Vanish Gold, the gold standard of stain removal.
Hello and welcome back to My Life in 10 Pictures. I'm talking to Eva, and Eva, just before you were talking about your life with youth work, and you're also a disability campaigner. Just to finish that part, are you still involved in that as part of your work?
Yes, I think I will die with it. At the moment, I'm working for Leonard Chester Disability. It's a new job that I started, and my role there is to support disabled young people to have more confidence, to be able to put back in the community. So I'm looking for young disabled people now in Bristol to work with them. So still that. I was surprised to receive a certificate last week for being a disability campaigner from the Bristol Disability Equality Forum. I didn't expect that at all, so nice.
Congratulations. Well, that is definitely in your heart. But another thing that's in your heart and part of your existence is the Holocaust, that has affected your life in such a huge way. The next photograph is of your parents, and your parents, all their family, in fact your family, were wiped out in the Holocaust.
That's right. That particular picture, it looks a family picture. But that day, I mean, my parents, when I grew up, always lost the family. You have it lucky, you got everything, we didn't have anything. Growing up like that, it's a lot of things that took out my life, that I was reminded of the Holocaust one time. I got fed up with it. As a young person, selfish person, you get fed up. My father telling me stories how he'd been beaten up. I didn't believe him even. He even took his trousers to show me the scar, but I didn't believe him. Don't want to know. I even brought a German boyfriend home. No, I don't want to. But that picture is just the day after we were staying with my friend family in London, 1984. And we were chatting, talking, telling jokes. At 10 o'clock in the evening, my father got tired and he went to sleep upstairs. When it was 12 o'clock, it was my time to make the bed. I was disappointed to see that my father was too lazy. He slept on all our bedding. Each one of us queer cushion, he was on it. It meant I had to wake him up, and I hated to wake him up. So very gently, I kissed his bald head, kissed him gently. He was fast asleep. So I thought, I take the bottom pillow, let him sleep, but I take the bottom. Very gently, I took it. All of a sudden, he woke up, out of the bed, hand up. I'm crying even now. I can't forget that.
That's okay. It's all right. So it was at that point you realised?
That point that I realized that it wasn't a joke, that maybe it was 39 years after the end of the war, but for him, the war never ended. Sorry, but it's really very powerful. From that moment, I decided, I made a vow that the rest of my life, I have to tell the people what happened. It's not my parents' story. That's one of 6 million and many other non-Jewish million people who died. But it happened for sure. I can see it, how it's affected, and from then on, I go to school, I travel around the world to talk about the Holocaust. I'm part of the Bristol group, Steven group of Holocaust for many years. I have to do it, and I never charge for it. I go anywhere. If I don't do it, it's not me.
I know you travel to many schools in Bristol and outside Bristol, but you were also involved in setting up something quite unique in the Congress of Jews. Can you explain the next photograph?
The first ever World Organization of Jews, WOJD Congress, happened in Israel in 1977. Was a big thing because for the first time Jewish people meet. Even people do that, but left. And then a few times, then it almost died. And just in 1993, after my marriage, David and I decided to revive. So we organized the 1995 WOJD. It was that time the 5th Congress in London. It involved a lot of work. It involved going to Russia and Hungary and other countries, East European countries at the time, to bring them here to participate in that Congress.
What did you achieve?
In the summer of '95, we had the Congress in London. I was the coordinator for the whole Congress. And we managed to raise money to bring 18 East Europeans for the Congress. And people had the opportunity to discuss what they want, what's the future. Unfortunately, no funding. No funding. There was funding for the Congress, but no funding to continue the work. We still have a president, we still have this. We're hoping that one day a young person will achieve. But that year, for me, it was 2 years that took a lot out of me for the Congress. And it happened in the going to Russia. In Russia, later you can see the picture, link it. But in Russia, I was shocked and horrified to see that we went to a Friday night meal. And they were eating pork. There were Jesus pictures on the wall. Very un-Jewish thing. And they didn't even know. Candle, Shabbat, nothing. So I went there 3 times to Shane to teach them about Judaism, about the Passover. I also linked with the rabbi in Moscow to help them to become more aware of their own religion. And later I also support in setting up a Jewish deaf club in Moscow. I didn't do it, but I helped.
There's so much ignorance around. Do you think, though, things are improving?
I believe every step. It might not be running, it might be slow step, but it's changing. In Moscow now, Jewish very proud of being Jewish, not hidden anymore. And the community is alive, mostly older. I don't know now about the younger people. Hopefully have.
Well, I do want to talk about the Holocaust Memorial Day coming up on the 27th of January. But before we do that, there's a photograph of you in a glider, and you're in a part of Africa.
That was in 2002. I was asked to come and support, set up a school for the deaf in Monzi, Zambia, with the Help International. So we went there, 2 of us, for 2 weeks, and we spoke to parents and with the children about the value of sign language and what it needs to be done. And for a while, I paid for salaries for one teacher in the school until it became too much for me. But it's very important. The last few days we spent in Livingston, and that was me in a glider, which is amazing, over the Victoria Falls. Beautiful.
Oh, such a nice treat.
Zambia was one of the best experiences of my life. Short, but wow, what an impact on me.
Is the school still there?
Still there. I receive newsletter twice a year, newsletter from them, so I hear all the news.
Well, another achievement, photograph number 9. you helped to set up the Jewish Russian Deaf Club.
The way I helped was when going there, talking to the community, gathering them together, arranging funding for them, care from the Rabbinical organization in Moscow. And I know that this led to the setup of a Jewish Deaf Russian Moscow Club. They're very friendly with the others, no harassment, very proud of communicating. I still hear news from them as well. Which is, I didn't set up, but I supported it coming with talking to the right people.
And I know that you're very much involved now in supporting the Holocaust Memorial organisation in Bristol. And like I said before, on the 27th, there's a special gathering. Can you explain, because it's part of your last photograph, a memorial of a few years ago. Can you explain what happened?
Like I said, setting up event in Bristol every year, the Holocaust. Our this year event is on the 27th of January. We're at the M Shed from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And we have something very special this year. Why? Because this is the 70th anniversary of the Holocaust. Not Holocaust, but the liberation of Auschwitz. So the HMD, Holocaust Memorial Trust, national one, they're setting up 70 candles across the UK. There's a special big candle, and in 70 different places, at the same time, at 4:30, all those candles will be lit at the same time in Auschwitz as well. So very great thing. Also, we have people talking about the Holocaust, sharing their experiences, as we do every year. And if you look at the www.hmd.org, you can find all the information there, but it's 2 to 5 there. I'm part of the steering group and we'll be there.
What do you think will be extra special about this event? I know you want to create more awareness, maybe, but what is the main aim of this anniversary? What do you want to achieve?
Because the Holocaust is only one of many genocides that happened around the world, that people, we talked about earlier, ignorance and not aware. We're hoping to reduce the ignorance by being more aware and realizing that if you start feeling like that, the whole thing could happen again. Being more aware, more celebrate diversity, celebrate. Just because different is not a reason for war. It's love, respect. So I hope that this is only one of many things that will change people's attitude. Make peace with our neighbors, with our less hatred.
In that photograph, you're holding a book.
Yeah.
Is that your book?
Yeah, that's the one. In 2010, we published the book. I want to tell you a little bit why I published it. Yes, my life was interesting, but the real reason is that because my mother had 8 brothers and sisters, father had 3 brothers. The family, every single one of them wiped out in the Holocaust. Me and my sister, last 2 people alive, both of us have no children. So when we both go, who will ever know that this family existed, that that's what they experiences. And also when I tell story, a lot of time people say, oh Eva, you must write the book, you must. So I end up, yes, before I die, I have to achieve it. And it took me 1 year to write it. And it was published and sold out. I believe it's sold out. So it's a story of my life, but really the story of my parents and how I grew up as a second-generation Holocaust survivor. The impact, there's so many stories about that. But
well, you've certainly survived this interview. Eva, I want to thank you so much. Good luck for the 27th, the Memorial Day.
I hope that the crowd will come.
I was going to say, I hope lots of people turn up. The M Shed.
I'm sure, that's right.
Okay. I'll be there.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Eva. So, thank you to Eva Fielding Jackson. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for watching. I hope you join me again next week for My Life in 10 Pictures. Okay, bye for now.
Things down there aren't always the same. Pelvic floor muscles can weaken, resulting in bladder weakness, diminished sensation, even prolapse. You might be able to strengthen your pelvic floor through NMES. The Kegel 8 is such a device. In just
people come to Ashton Gate, and I think we went along with it. It was amazing times.
Let's hope it happens again, eh?
Yeah, that would be fantastic because the players. I mean, it's difficult at the moment because they're getting probably the 12 or 15,000s. But once you start getting success in this